What is the dumbest thing anybody has ever seriously said to you? While watching The Mummy 2, these mummies are chasing a bus through London. My mom asks, they didn't use real mummies did they? Apostrophe. We are going to the beach to watch the sun rise out of the ocean. Want to come? Apostrophe. Our beach faces west. Heard the opposite once. I live on the east coast and this friend of mine wanted to go to this beachside restaurant at sunset. She then got bummed out that the sunset wasn't on the water. Is this all the bleach we have? This was said by my sister W. Harlot was holding a gallon of bleach in each age. And her plan? She was going to fill the bathtub up with bleach and bathe in it because she wanted to bleach her hair blonde. NDE. OMG, I'm glad you caught her. Were you able to stop her? I shouldn't be giving my dogs ice water because ice has chemicals. My sister-in-law was afraid to drive up hills because she was afraid if her car didn't make it up, it would flip over backwards. My mom has this phobia. Trips to San Francisco were ridiculous. Lol. I can imagine. I felt bad for killing myself laughing when she told me I thought she was joking. I had to assure her that as someone W. Harlot grew up in the mountains, she does not have to worry about that driving down the highway. Don't they speak Russian in Brazil? Because Russia and Brazil are right next to each other? Close runner-up. What came first? World War I or World War II? While driving with my sister's then boyfriend to go disc golfing, he was staring up in the sky very intensely. I asked him what he was doing and he replied, just doing my part for the environment. Confused, I inquired further. He then went on to say how chemtrails from planes are spreading chemicals. But if you stare at the chemtrails, you can use your willpower to get rid of them. He was bad sugar crazy, lizardman crazy. I mean, to his credit, conspiracy nuts do have a strong belief, so it is probably strong enough to counter an imaginary phenomenon. I thought nurses only flirted with doctors and was there to look pretty. Apostrophe. 19-year-old classmate back in high school. W. Harlot was very disappointed after shadowing a nurse for career day. TBH, a lot of nurses end up being a doc's second wife. Source, IMA document. Not married to Nurse Jiha. Had a friend that didn't realize dogs were the result of selective breeding. She thought all dog species existed in nature somewhere. The thought of packs of pugs hunting for food in the forest still makes me chuckle. The idea of ancient hunter-gatherers chasing packs of pugs through the thick forests of ancient Europe makes me laugh equally as much. I was waiting at the DMV, and my baby was asleep in his carrier on the floor. Some totally normal looking middle-aged guy in a suit leaned over and smiled at him, then said, "How cute. Are his eyes open yet?" Apostrophe. Dude literally thought humans were like puppies or kittens. I worked with a dude that had no idea what gravity was. He was 19. My wife had a friend W. Harlot thought north was off. Ill. Lines. L. I asked her what she thought Australia was like, and she said she never thought about it. T. Everybody knows it's upside down. There is no proof the earth is round. Apostrophe. It's not. It's sort of lumpy. Oh, cigar, did he mean flat? Question mark, question mark. Question mark, question mark. Question mark? Guy, you have the most beautiful green eyes. Me, my eyes are blue. Guy, shit. I couldn't remember if they were green or blue, so I guessed. Me, I'm standing right in front of you. You were looking right at my face when you said that. Why didn't you just look at my eyes to see what color they are? Guy, I didn't think of that. Years ago, my wife, her sister's daughter, and I were walking down the street on a summer's day and we stopped in a frozen yogurt place. Everyone ordered one. My wife sampled hers and asked me if it was bad. I took a lick and it was definitely spoiled. I demanded my money back. The kid behind the counter refused to refund me. I said the yogurt was bad and I wasn't going to pay for bad product. Then the idiot says to me, "Well, if it was bad, you shouldn't have eaten it." Apostrophe. WTF? Question mark? Question mark? I replied, "How the hell are you supposed to know it's bad if you don't eat any?" Apostrophe. I got my money back. I took a DVD back to Walmart because in the middle it stopped playing. They said, but you opened it. How the fudge can I find out it doesn't work without opening it? A lot of places have a policy not to refund stuff like DVDs and CDs to stop people from watching it or making a copy and then taking it back to return it. Otherwise people would treat it like a library and it wouldn't be profitable. Stereotypical blonde popular girl raised her hand in science class, 10th grade, and asked the teacher how did Mother Nature know what the president's faces looked like to naturally form Mount Rushmore? Teacher had to leave the room for a moment to compose himself before explaining it was man-made. Crazy how nature do that. You have to join a church to go to college. Apostrophe. Mayo W. Harlop heck came up with that. 1. Had a roommate in college that would drive me everywhere cause she had a car and I didn't. The first time I got on the highway with her she got on the left lane and floored it. We were going 90 plus on a 60. I freaked out and asked her why the hell she was going so fast. She said, "What's the big deal? There's no speed limit on the left lane on a highway. You can go as fast as you want." She refused to slow down till we had to take our exit. We had a long argument on why that wasn't true that involved calling several people and googling things to prove it to her. TBF I legit asked how much higher is the speed limit in the left lane in driver's ed because universally everyone ignores the speed limit there. While eating out, we asked our server to bring us some ice and he asked if we wanted real ice. He wasn't trying to be funny and looked confused when we asked what other kind of ice there is. My aunt said I couldn't have energy drinks because they had alcohol. Auntie probably got wasted drinking a Four Loko. An old school friend refused to breastfeed or formula feed their baby. They gave the baby milkshakes instead because yeah, no, milk is milk. Also my mother told me, in all seriousness, that we have belly buttons because that's where our tails used to be. I was in a law enforcement position at the time, and during training we were learning about currency sniffing dogs. One of the girls in the training, do they sniff credit cards too? Apostrophe. Yes. The sweet aroma of credit cards. When I was a river raft guide we'd get some dumb questions. But my favorite was, are we going to get off the river here at the same spot we're putting in? No we're not. Or sometimes yes we will, if they were from Ohio. Oh, I remember the people W. Harlop thought actual fucking rivers were fake like a lazy there. No Linda. NDA. The massive ass river in the gorge, surrounded by mountains is not fake. Ache. Peeing after sex will prevent pregnancy. Also there is no such thing as bisexual people. These statements both came from the same dude by the way. Honestly it's crazy how people can be this stupid. My older cousin told me to have the guy put cold water inside me afterward and I couldn't get pregnant. She had twins at 16. Thank God I actually paid attention in sex edition. A friend owns a bakery and I was helping her out during the busy holiday season. I was at the counter cashing out orders and assisting customers place orders and purchase ready-made pastries. One lady needed a birthday cake. I showed her the cakes we had available and the one she chose had cake crumbs coating the sides. She wanted happy birthday written on the side of the cake, on the crumbs. I told her the writing would not stick to the crumbs or the crumbs and icing would fall off together. She looked at me and said, well, I could do it if I knew how. I waited a beat and responded, well, I could do brain surgery if I knew how. So, I guess we are in the same boat. She got my point and opted to have happy birthday written on ribbon and laid across the top of the cake. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.